Let's have a look at Typerepo. I'm gonna clone it in test Typerepo, and then I will have a look at the blog and see if I can do a better demo than last time, because last time failed horribly. Good morning. So it's a pretty big repository, and that's because of all the video and audio that's in there, and images. But I think under 100 megabytes is still okay, still doable. So I'll keep it that way, if you don't mind, unless you have a better idea. In the long run, we should probably fix blob uploads to the clouds, like the edge also in a different way than GitHub, because that will probably be better for people to download and start with Typerepo instead of having to get all the docs from there. It's a bit annoying. Another way would be to have a separate repository for the docs. Could also be. Yeah, we'll see. So let's have a look. I just went to Typerepo, but that's the wrong folder. I cloned it in test Typerepo, right? So let's open that. Let's have a look. And it has a workspace file, so you can click on open workspace and it opens the folder as a workspace. So that's great. Let's open the terminal and run yarn. You can see there's no packages except for the generated ones, and there are a couple of apps that you can all use to work better and work faster. So the first thing I'm gonna do after running yarn and installing everything, which went really fast, I'll run yarn dev. Just want to make sure that this is running the right one. So I'm gonna pmt ls just to check if there's anything running already. And yes, it seems that PM2 was running app search web. So I'm just gonna run PM2 stop all as a quick way to stop all the processes. So now I'm sure that no other Typerepo is running any processes. So now I'll just run yarn dev again, and that will immediately start up the search web again in the background. But that's fine, now it's the only one, and I'm pretty sure that there's no other processes running anywhere that are not this Typerepo. So that's good. Now I'll check if I can get this one running, Codestories web, because I want to make a code story and I want to deploy that somewhere. So let's have a look. So yeah, the front end of Codestories does seem to work. So let's start with like changing it a little. My blog would be a nice title. Let's call it Lionel's blog. And something like that. So I also don't really think you like the title, or I mean the background color. Let's change it to pink. It looks cool. And then probably we also want to change the section here. I don't know. Something. So I'm gonna change it all to pink. You might like it. Now, of course, we don't see anything yet because there are no code stories, right? So first we have to generate them. So how we're gonna do that? I think the easiest way would be to use the function UI. So let's spin that up. Function web, yarn dev. And then we need to make sure that the code story will be found. So let's make a package. Oh. New operation. Oh. Test code story. And it's just a default package. Okay. And there it is. Let's make it to do. And let's start with the writer UI, by the way. Let's see if that works too. It's better, but we're not able to create any files yet with writer UI. My first code story.md, so we make it here, but now we can spin up the writer or the to-do UI, sorry, the to-do web, which is able to find all your to-dos in your code. Should be able. I wonder if it's gonna work. So it's got to done. And there we go. The test code story, my first code story, there it is. Hello there. Save it. And here we can see in the about section that it took a while to load, but we get a lot of functionality here. For one, we can set the priority. We can say some stuff about this to do if you want to make it done by other freelancers. Something I'm working on. And also we can select an owner, but we don't have any in our database. But then the cool thing is you can say, is it the code story, yes or no? Is it postable, yes or no? And things like that. So you can also set a header. So let's do that. Let's try it out, huh? And now we have a header. Let's see if we can see the results. So I'm gonna save it, and you see that the front matter here, it says it's a code story and it has a header. So I'm gonna save, and when I'm viewing it here, you don't see much because the front matter is not really rendered in any way. However, it will render differently in your Codestories web. The thing is, it still doesn't find it here. And why is that? It's because the code story has not been generated yet. So we need to first make sure that the thing we have here is parsed into a code story. So that's why I started up the function UI here, this one, because we have a function called write all code stories. Write all code stories. Yeah. So here you can see the code of it. What it does, it's creating a mapped object first. Then it's reading it from the assets, and then it's one by one for all the code stories that it found, the files. It's making a code story for it with the mapped object, which contains all the references to lots of code, and that's how it can include all the code references basically. So we don't have this code ourselves, so we're not gonna open it in VS Code, but what we can do is go to the form and gonna submit this function. So we're gonna try to use it, the function. So generating it, it says the function was executed but did not give any response, and that's a good thing. What you can actually see is that it did not find it though. So it seems that it did try to look for it and it did execute, but it did not find it. So that's unfortunate. Let me just do it manually then, because for now I know that even though it did have a code story, it did not find the code story. So there's a problem still there. I'm gonna debug that. I'm gonna write it down, and in the next demo it's gonna be fine. Fix finding code stories in Typerepo. Okay. So for now I'm gonna do it manually. So what this will do normally is it will make a code story by making it by augmenting, of course, the data inside, but also changing the file name, copying it basically, and putting a .codestory.md there. And then let's see if it is found by my beautiful blog. And yes, there we go. And if we open it, you will see that it finds it. And it's very ugly now because this header, it doesn't feel that it could fit basically. So we can do something about it. I also have header big, and you can set it to true, and then it will have more space. So yeah, this is it. Hope you like it. I'm gonna do one more thing, and that's I'm going to publish my blog now to some demo page. Okay? So I'm gonna close everything. We're ready now to publish this. Oh, I was already in the good folder. Where was I? Cloned test Typerepo. So now I'm gonna remove the Git folder so I can make a new one. Git branch -m main. So now I have a new repo and I'm on the git branch main. And now I can basically add everything again. Git add everything. And then I'm gonna make a new repository soon. So I'm gonna add everything with the first commit. Remote, I need to remote edit. So I'm gonna say blog demo git. But first I think I need to make it, because this one doesn't exist yet. Let's call it blog demo. And let's create it. So like you see that this line here, that's exactly what we have here. Git remote add origin blog demo. So let's add that. And git push -u origin main. So we're pushing the main branch to the remote. Let's see if it works. And that might take a while. So in the meantime, I'm going to show you how to create a new next project. What you would need to do is open it here, import it from your repo, select next here, very important, and change your root directory. But unfortunately there are no other root directories now. So I'm gonna wait a little. I have to wait for this to finish. And yeah, hopefully it doesn't take too long. Yeah, there it is. So let's have a look if it's there. Yes, it seems all to be there. That's great. So I'm gonna refresh this and see if I need to do anything else. But there's not a lot of setup required to create something with Typerepo. All you need to do in this case to deploy Codestories web, which is where we have made our blog. We can also change the name to something like blog web if we want. It's not important for now, but yeah, we kind of made our own blog now, and we can select it in the folder and then just deploy it. And it's gonna build and deploy it. We can close all of this. And let's see if the result is the same as what we expect. I think that if this is gonna work, it's a pretty good demo, except for that making the code story wasn't automated and wasn't really working yet. But for the rest, I showed everything that you need to know to create your own blog on your own website and put it on the internet. So this takes probably up to 3 minutes most of the times, but sometimes it can be under 2. The first thing it's doing is yarn installing, of course, and that's taking quite a while because there's a lot of modules. And now it's doing the most important thing, and also this one goes wrong here. So the second thing I need to do is figure out why this one fills in the bundle. That's a little thing I need to improve, and then it will be perfect, and you can do it yourself. So just assume that I fixed it, and you can use it to make your code story, because I'm gonna today. And I guess for the rest, the build of the blog will be fine. But let's have a look. Yeah, it's generating the pages. And it says some stuff and way too much logging, but it is done, and it did work to build your blog. That's great, because we didn't even test it. Remove logging though, that's something I should do. So there we go. So we can have a look, and you see that block demo rose. It chose the rose color well, the pink one. So I'm happy to show you that, I mean, it kind of works, but it also kind of doesn't, because this one should show some text here and it doesn't. I think that there's still some things wrong, so I'm gonna write it down. In the dev environment it did show up, but in the production one it doesn't. So that's certainly something that needs fixing. But yeah, hope you liked the demo. Hope you can make your own blog now. Good luck, and I'll fix all the bugs.